Hi everyone, I'm Sabine, a professional tennis player, and I want to take you on my journey back onto the court after having a terrible knee injury. So on November 9th, I had a terrible knee accident at the WTA tournament in Linz in Austria. Somehow I got stuck and subluxated my knee. I remember that part, but then I blacked out. I was gone. I was completely gone. I have no idea how I got down to the ground. No clue. I was bleeding as well. I didn't even know why. I had no idea how it happened. I remember that I woke up on the ground and I was in so much pain, it was ridiculous. I've never experienced any pain close to that. It was so bad. I remember screaming from pain. The interesting part though was that not a single tear came down my cheeks. So I was screaming in pain. So I found that very interesting. I was under so much shock that I remember people coming, but I was gone. And I do remember that the doctor was first on one side and then he came to the other, and that's when he was able to connect with me and slowly calming me down, which he did an amazing job doing that. And I remember my first words were, everything is broken. And the second thing I said was, I won't play Wimbledon next year. I knew it right there, right then. Yeah, so these words were tough. I remember my dad being there. I felt so sorry for him for seeing that, for seeing his daughter in so much pain. And yeah, they could not move my leg because I was in so much pain, and I was scared if they straighten my leg that something else will break. That's how I felt. They could not move my leg. And they somehow got me on a stretcher, which is the biggest nightmare for any athlete. To get carried off the court, the field, whatever, on a stretcher is just terrible. Yeah, and then there I was in the doctor's room, and we somehow, I don't remember how, we finally started to straighten my knee a little bit so that we still had to put things under my knee to not straighten it completely, but he gave me so much, so strong, not much, but strong painkillers, because I couldn't do anything. It was terrible. I seriously wish that on nobody. That pain is just insane. And we discussed the plan going forward. The WTA physios, they did a fantastic job of taping up my knee, almost like putting it in a cast. And I ended up walking out of the building on crutches later on. In the meantime, while I was with the doctor, my dad went back to the hotel. He packed up all our things. He went to my room as well and grabbed all my stuff and came back to pick me up. And then I walked out on the crutches, out of the building, the stadium, on my own. I didn't get wheeled out, which I'm quite proud of. And I still remember standing in front of that car and not knowing how I'm supposed to get into it. I had no clue. I had no idea. We were thinking back and forth what's the best position for me to be in, because I obviously had to be transported in the back seats, and somehow we got me in. Don't ask me how. It was tough to get in. We put several towels underneath my knee. We stabilized it, and my dad was driving super carefully because we were going back to Munich, and where I went back to my team. I saw the same night my radiologist. In my opinion, personal opinion, he's the best radiologist, and I was able to do an MRI that same evening, and yeah, unfortunately my biggest fear came true, and I have torn not only my ACL, but I've injured other parts as well. So so then we started to talk about options of where to go, who my surgeon should be, because there are a lot of options. There are so many great doctors and surgeons out there, but everybody has a different method, and we were thinking what the best method would be for me. So together with my physio, and we were talking about that, and we ended up calling a surgeon in Innsbruck, Austria, and he said to come in the next morning, which is unbelievably fast, I know, but for somebody who just injured their knee, I think it was not even 6 hours ago, to then wait another 12 to 14 hours to see the doctor, and to be at home, and somehow have to survive the night is not easy. It's a very, very long time when you cannot sleep for 1 second because you're in pain, you don't know how to lie, you have to lie on your back, but it hurts. We put my leg up, I remember, so that it doesn't get as swollen, and I didn't sleep at all. Plus I was not allowed to eat in case I had surgery, so the next morning. So it was a very, very long night, and so the next morning we drove another 2 hours to Austria, and we met with the surgeon, and we were talking about what happened and what he sees on the MRI and everything. And just a few minutes later I started signing all the paperwork. They wheeled me into one room. I had to get dressed into that hospital gown, and then off I went into the surgery room. I still remember those huge lights they had in the surgery room. They had the newest equipment, so those lights were just massive. And then they gave me the medicine, and whoop, I was gone. And during that surgery they had to do the ACL. They replaced it, and they had to do the meniscus and the LCL, and they left the MCL alone because that part would heal on its own. So there you go. It's a lot of things that had to be done, but I remember when I woke up from the surgery the first time, I subconsciously knew it's good. I have no idea why, but I knew it's good. And then I dozed off again, and then it took a while until I woke up again, and it was tough. It was really tough, but I was happy that I was done with it. And yeah, so that was the first part. I think it was the most dramatic one, it was the toughest one, and but I had my surgery done, I was very happy about that, and yeah, I will continue to take you in the next videos through that journey, and please subscribe for my channel and leave me some comments below what you would be interested to hear more in detail or no, because I'm sure you have a lot of questions, so I hope you'll enjoy seeing me on that journey, getting back onto the tennis court. Thanks for watching.